was challenging. But you just learn so much. The hard stuff is some more subtle. It's, taking care of your relationships with your bandmates and taking care of yourself and like keeping your emotional life like relatively equanimous that is way harder and way more important.
We've done tours that are this long and longer and that have more shows with fewer days off. That makes me feel like it really must be the fact that there's so much more driving that is making it really challenging. And it's the first time we've really been able to grasp, like, okay, this is what a full tour of this entire country really feels like.
From the lighthouse, let it shine on me, Lord. Oh, let it shine on me. Hey, let it shine on me. Hey, let your light from the lighthouse. You gotta let it shine on me. Thank you all so much for being here with us. It's a Tuesday night. It's a little quiet, but we're so excited to be here. We're from the San Francisco Bay Area, and it always takes a really long time to drive here. But this time we're at the end of a tour that was the circle around the whole country, and so we've been on the road for a month, and we're like 3 days from being home. And that's a much longer drive to get here to go all the way around the country. And I can't tell you how excited we are to be back on the West Coast. We talk about it every day. There are vegetables at restaurants. There are trees. There's weather that humans can survive in. It's really a special place. You learn that when you drive around the country. And
I think what's cool about this tour is we're touring with a new album. We're touring with new music. So in some cases we're getting to play new music for old audiences. And in other cases, we're getting to be the first impression that people get of us. So we're getting to kind of like represent ourselves for the first time with this new material.
I think one thing that's maybe as a band and as sort of this traveling team that lives very different lives than other people, and you come into these cities and, like often people are taking off work to hang out for a day or too hungover to go to work the next day or whatever, but you come into these towns and hopefully you leave a good impression and that you're there to hopefully make positive change.
One thing about this tour that's different, which I find to be really interesting and enjoyable, is that because we're just covering so much ground in the United States and seeing such a huge cross-section of this country and the people in this country, talking to people in cities all over America in this very condensed way, like West Texas, New Orleans, New York City, Minnesota, and they're so different from each other in a way that I hadn't experienced before, because I would go somewhere and then go home and then go somewhere else and then go home. But here it's like, as you move, you hear the accents change, the mannerisms change, the courtesies change, and the landscape changes. And I think it's so cool. I think it's making me appreciate America a lot more. Not politically or anything, but culturally. Yeah, it's just really cool. America's a really fascinating country, for sure.
client. And I learned how to worry, and I never was a worrying kind. She left me in Texas with a worried mind.
Different nights have been memorable in different ways for different reasons, which is cool. I first think of Atlanta because there's not a lot of people who know who we are there, but there's like 30 people at the show, and I was expecting 5. So I was really happy with that. And we set up in front of the stage on the floor because we knew it would be really intimate, and we thought we'd connect with people more if we did that, and it totally worked.
It's definitely, like, in a lot of ways, reassuring that, like, we're doing the right thing. And I mean, it's always kind of been like that, but like, to go to these, you know, play Washington DC for the first time, and like, there's a full house, you know, it's not like that. We've had some very grim gigs as well, but like, you know, that because of the internet and things like Spotify, that people, you know, singing along, it's like, okay, well, this is cool.
We've had a couple of really cool experiences just traveling, like for instance, we were driving recently and randomly ended up in the craziest hailstorm in the middle of Idaho, and the weather is just unbelievable. The van is like barely making it, and all of a sudden we burst out of the clouds and we come into Craters of the Moon National Monument at that exact moment. We parked the van and there's this huge vista point over this total moonscape, and there's this blazing rainbow kind of across the sky. It's like beautiful out all of a sudden, and then we just took like 45 minutes and bounded around on this like unbelievably weird lava rock landscape, and it was so cool. And it was just like, for me especially, like with my kind of constitution, like, you know, touring's exhausting, but like nature is super nourishing, and so having those like 40 minutes outside in like a little wilderness area just makes me feel so good.
Glory, glory, hallelujah, shall
heading back west and watching the kind of landscape change, especially once we left the Midwest, and kind of heading back into like Western United States and just it becoming more and more beautiful. I think that was definitely a highlight for me, like coming back to the West.
Since I leave my bird and my friends, they don't treat me like they used to now. Since I leave my bird she shines just like gold. There's smoke starlight, she shines just like gold. Hey, can't you hear me coming now? Can't you hear me coming now?
The highlights of the tour for me are always these like small moments where
You know, at the same time, like
these just like this kind of small experiences of like joy or camaraderie or just like positivity. It's not always huge experiences so much as just like these little things that feel really good. When the band is vibing really hard and like we're having a great time together and just like feeling that love that we have for each other, that for me is always the best thing.
Victorious moments. I feel like we're like, we did it, we did something. And one of them was having a wonderful show in New York, having a packed house too, which is, it's really affirming to go to the other side of the country in one of the largest music markets in the world. And to even you know, it's not like we're playing a massive venue, but it was still the most people we've ever had there. I think that was kind of like this victorious moment.
I feel like tour definitely teaches you a lot more than I think people would think it would. In the same way that travel does, or like getting a new job does, or having a new relationship does, or something. You know, you learn a lot. It's like these big growth experiences. Every time that we go on tour, it's like that. And I always come back feeling like I grew as a person from this stuff, because it's hard, but you figure it out. And also, like, everyone in this band is like clearly we've never talked about it specifically, like committed to like being good to each other. So we've progressed just like so much, and the vibe is so amazing.